Hello and welcome to another episode of today's GK. Let's begin with the practice question of the last segment. Consider the following statements. Bimal Jalan Committee emphasizes on the importance of market infrastructure institutions. Stock exchanges, depositories and clearing corporations are collectively referred to as securities market infrastructure institution. We have to select the correct statement. Both are correct. C is the correct answer. Stock exchanges, depositories and clearing corporations are collectively referred to as securities market infrastructure institution, and according to the Bimal Jalan Committee of 2010, these institutions are systemically important for the country's financial developments. Moving on, the stock exchange in India serves as a market where financial instruments like stocks, bonds and commodities are traded. Depositories may be organizations, banks or institutions that hold securities and assist in the trading of securities. A clearing corporation is an organization or entity affiliated with a stock exchange whose primary objective is to oversee the handling of confirmation and settlement and delivery of transaction. Consider the following statements. All the founding members of the European Union are members of NATO. Article 5 states that if one member of the alliance is attacked, it is to be considered as an attack on all the members, and Article 5 of the NATO has never been invoked. We have to select the correct statement. Only the first and second are correct. A is the correct answer. The US Senate Republican minority leader said that Sweden and Finland ought to join NATO as early as tomorrow if they are ready and willing. NATO is a military alliance established by the North Atlantic Treaty, and all the founding members of the European Union, Belgium, France, Italy, Luxembourg, and Netherlands, West Germany, are members of the NATO. Article 5 of the treaty states that if one member of the alliance is attacked in Europe or North America, it is to be considered as an attack on all the members. That effectively puts West Europe under the nuclear umbrella of the US. Moving on. NATO has only once invoked Article 5 on September 12, 2001, following the 9/11 attacks on the World Trade Center in the US. Moving on. Consider the following statements. The 𝐷𝐢𝐻𝐒 coal block is located in the Chandrapura district of Jharkhand. It is the largest coal mine or coal block in Asia. We have to select the correct statement. Second is correct. B is the correct answer. The West Bengal government's 𝐷𝐢𝐻𝐒 coal block mining project in Birbhum district has run into hurdles over the land acquisition and other issues. And recently 9 people were arrested at a rally to protest against the proposed project. This coal block of Birbhum coalfield area is world's second largest coal block situated in West Bengal. The coal mine is the largest coal mine or coal block in Asia due to number of coal reserves, and it is the newest coal mine in West Bengal. Moving on. Consider the following statements regarding 𝐶𝐻𝐒. It is a United Nations resolution that imposes sanctions on Iran, Russia and North Korea. It includes sanctions against countries that engage in significant transactions with Russia's defense and intelligence sector. We have to select the correct statement or statements. Only the second is correct. B is the correct answer. With tensions escalating between Russia and the West over the Ukraine crisis, India faces a threat of US sanctions under 𝐶𝐻𝐒 over the S-400 Triumph deal. 𝐶𝐻𝐒 stands for Countering America's Adversaries Through Sanctions Act, and it is a United States federal law that imposes sanctions on Iraq, North Korea and Russia. It includes sanctions against countries that engage in significant transactions with Russia's defense and intelligence sector. Moving on to the next question. Consider the following statements. Pakistan has the geographical indication tag for the basmati rice for its basmati rice. India is the largest producer of basmati rice with about 70% share in the global production. Saudi Arabia was the leading importer of Indian rice in the year 2021. We have to select the correct statement. All are correct. D is the correct answer here. Recently, it was reported that 2 basmati rice varieties developed in IARI have contributed 70% of the total cumulative exports of the long-grain aromatic rice from India. Pakistan received the geographical indication tag for its basmati rice under the Geographical Indication Act of 2020. India is the largest producer of it with about 70% of share in the global production, and Saudi Arabia was the leading importer of Indian rice in terms of exports value of over 78 billion Indian rupees in the financial year 2021. Consider the following statements. The Montreux Convention is a register of wetland sites on the list of wetlands of international importance. The Mediterranean Sea is a sea connected to the Atlantic Ocean. According to the Montreux Convention, Turkey has control over both the Bosphorus and Dardanelles Strait. So we have to select the correct statement. Second and third are correct. First is not. C is the correct answer over here. The Montreux Convention regulates maritime traffic through the Black Sea. According to the 1936 Montreux Convention, regarding the regime of the state, Turkey has control over the Bosphorus and Dardanelles Straits. And in the event of a war, the pact gives Turkey the right to regulate the transit of naval warships and to block the straits to warships belonging to the countries involved in the conflict. Turkey's foreign minister said that the situation in Ukraine had become a war, a declaration that authorizes Ankara to activate the convention. The Mediterranean Sea is a sea connected to the Atlantic Ocean. Consider the following statements with respect to the National Commission for Protection of Child Rights. It was set up in 2005. It is a constitutional body. It works under the aegis of the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. We have to select the correct statement. All the three statements are not correct. D is the correct answer over here. The Women and Child Development Minister launched the new motto of the National Commission for Protection of Child Rights on its 17th Foundation Day. It was set up in March 2007 under the Commissions for the Protection of Child Rights Act 2005, which is an act of the Parliament. And it comes under the Commissions for Protection of Child Rights Act, and it is under the administrative control of the Ministry of Women and Child Development, Government of India. The Commission's mandate is to ensure that all the laws and policies, also mechanisms, are in consonance with the child rights perspective that are enshrined in the Constitution of India. And the child is defined as a person in the years of 0 to 18 years of age. With respect to National Startups Award, consider the following statements. A cash prize of 5 lakh rupees will be awarded to each winning startup. It will be awarded in 17 sectors and 7 special categories only. It has been launched by the 𝐁𝐈𝐾𝐒 IAS. We have to select the correct statement. First and second are correct. A is the correct answer. Government has invited applications for National Startup Award 2022 across 17 sectors and 7 special categories. The Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade has launched the 3rd edition of the National Startups Award. The 17 sectors include agriculture, animal husbandry, construction, drinking water, education and skill development, energy, enterprise technology, environment and fintech. A cash prize of 5 lakh rupees will be awarded to each winning startup, and a cash prize of 15 lakh rupees each will be awarded to 1 winning incubator and 1 winning accelerator. Consider the following statements with respect to Romania. Its bordering countries are Bulgaria, Ukraine, Hungary, Poland and Moldova only. It is a part of the European Union. We have to select the correct statement. Only the second is correct. B is the correct answer. The Indian Embassy in Romania assured Indian students evacuated from Ukraine that no visa is required to exit Romania by special flights. Romania is a country located at the crossroads of Central, Eastern and Southeastern Europe. It borders Bulgaria, Ukraine, Hungary, Serbia, Moldova and the Black Sea as well. Romania is the 12th largest country in Europe and 6th most populous member state of the European Union, and the capital and largest city is Bucharest. Moving on. Consider the following statements with respect to the Armed Forces Special Powers Act 1958. The Act in its original form was promulgated by the British in response to the Quit India movement of 1942. The governor is not empowered to declare any area of the state as a disturbed area, as it can be done only by the centre. Disturbed area means an area which is for the time being declared so by notification under section 3. Okay, so we have to select the correct statement. All are correct. D is the correct answer. The Assam government has declared that the entire state as disturbed area should be there for 6 months. So the act in its original form was promulgated by British in response to the Quit India movement in 1942. After independence, Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru decided to retain the act, which was brought in as ordinance and then notified as an act in 1958. It remains in force in Nagaland, Manipur, Assam, Jammu and Kashmir and parts of Arunachal Pradesh. It provides for special powers for the armed forces that can be imposed by the centre or the governor of a state on the state or parts of it after it is declared disturbed under section 3. Consider the following statements with respect to the findings of the second part of IPCC 6th assessment report. A wet bulb temperature of 25 degrees Celsius is extremely dangerous for humans, while a temperature of 31 degrees is unsurvivable for more than 6 hours. Most of the country experiences maximum wet bulb temperature between the ranges of 25 to 30 degrees Celsius. Now we have to select the not correct statement. Only the first statement is not correct. A is the correct answer. There are some warnings in the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change for India in its latest report. Mumbai is at high risk of severe flooding and sea level rise. Ahmedabad, a serious case of urban heat island. Several cities including Chennai, Bhubaneswar, Patna and Lucknow are approaching dangerous levels of heat and humidity. The report refers to wet bulb temperatures, a measure that combines heat and humidity. A wet bulb temperature degree of 31 degrees Celsius is extremely dangerous for humans. A value of 35 is unsurvivable for more than about 6 hours, even for fit and healthy individuals. At present, wet bulb temperatures in India rarely exceed 31 degrees, with most of the country experiencing maximum wet bulb temperature of 25 to 30 degrees Celsius. Moving on to the practice question for the next segment. Consider the following statements regarding Mahanadi River. It is the largest peninsular river system in India. India's tallest dam is built on the Mahanadi River. So that's it for today. Tomorrow we shall meet again with another segment. Until then, stay updated and thank you so much for watching.